So, I mean, like,
Oh,
at least your parents kind of understand. They don't pressure you a lot, and because they totally understands about your side. So, how's that feel?
sometimes it was guilt tripping me,
Mm.
guilt tripping. Like I have such a kind of guilt feeling for them. I was, I feel like I feel bad because of that. They really open up. Actually, since I was in college, well, I have a bit confrontation with them when I choose my university. They don't really give a permission for me at the very first time when I have to go to, whether it's Jakarta or Makassar for my university.
Mhm.
But then when during my university life, I really built trust on them. I built their trust on me. I mean, they
Mhm.
trust on me. I built by didn't do any scandal something or something like that. That even though how really good, how sneaky I am in Makassar,
Kinda.
I'm I feel like I'm such a young, free, and wild.
Mhm.
But I think for my parents, it's still pretty normal for young age people. So by then, when I back to Gorontalo after having through a lot of things in Jakarta, they told me to at least to become more slow,
Mhm.
because they found out that my mental is not in a good state
Yeah,
first, in
you're
the
not
very first.
that stable yet because
Yeah, I'm not
we just in the age that
graduate.
we actually pressure ourselves to be
Yeah, I
that.
really I really put a lot of instead of thinking about people expectation on me. To be honest, my main problem is how I put a lot of expectation on myself.
Oh,
And when
that's
I
a big
found out
problem actually.
that I couldn't yeah, I couldn't reach my expectation, I don't know, I feel bad, I feel mad, and
Mhm.
etc. And it literally destroyed my mental. That's the first thing. But when it comes to my parents, the way they try to they didn't really support, or they didn't really understand. But they try, oh no, I mean, didn't really understand about my point of view, such as marriage in a stable age,
Mhm.
or currently I don't have, even though I have something to work, or I work on something, it's still not something that I can really lean on. It's not really stable. Financially, it's not really stable. It's not. I couldn't financially independent.
Financially. Yeah.
Financially independent. You
Mhm.
get my point, right?
Yeah.
So for my parents, they just try to understand without giving pressure, but it doesn't mean that they are
They
agree
don't
with me.
expect
To be honest,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, they don't just do not expect anything, but it doesn't mean that they do agree with me.
Mm.
Sometimes my mom still like warn me, like, you have to think on 25, you have to think about this, and okay, I will do that. And but then when she knows that I feel a bit tired or exhausted with people around me, she will be always told me that, what, you have to slow with this. Perhaps you ha- someone will come, or at least the right job will come in the right time, like that. So that's about me. How about you?
Maybe because a lot of change actually, like especially about my parents. I mean, like I didn't know they have this kind of side of
Hmm?
parenting because maybe because I'm in a different age now, so they have a different point of view about me, and a lot of things like COVID pressuring them also, and then internal problems, especially because yeah, I used to live alone in Jakarta, and it changed me a lot. Especially, and then when
Really?
I go back here, they kind of asking me what's my plan, and I just wait. Let me slow down first because this is the first time I came back. But they just gave me a lot of question. especially a high expectation, like they want me to continue my studies, they want me to work properly, and they want me to doing this and that. And it's like, why it suddenly they became like that? Because when I was younger, they expect nothing, like just doing your school or doing your organizations, doing your things as young people, and then suddenly they became some people that judge me a lot, like you just
Oh,
at
really?
you just at home, you didn't do this. And then yeah, like they pressure me in a way like, look at your cousin, they are working, blah blah
Oh,
blah. So it's like, oh, it's kind of pressuring, and it was a big problem with me because I was fighting with them, because like arguing, not fighting, arguing with them, because I have my own opinion, and then I don't want them to put me in a box that they expect me to be like that. I just want to be, maybe when I was young, maybe I will follow what they told me. But right now, I think I have my own opinion. I have my own decision to decide something. So I just want them to understand that I'm not that young anymore. And then they have to understand that I'm not the kind of people that they can
oh
lead
yeah.
me to something that they want to. And then it's quite hard because our generation, different generation, like especially like, a successful people is people who works here, especially like government,
Yeah,
and
I
something like
know.
that. And then for me, as a different generation with them, my mind is not like that. I will Successful people is people who can work what they love, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
It's
it's
more like on a
really,
creative industry or doing something creative related
yeah,
with
that's what I
creativity.
want. And then they expecting me to work in government, or being a civil servant or something like that. And it's just not me for now. I mean, like, maybe if I change my mind, but right now I don't want to do that, because I think I want to achieve something bigger than that. Not because it's bigger, but it's because it makes me happy.